should do it. I hope. No. Okay. Lower the stream requirements. It's goofy. All right. Yeah, not interested, dude. Okay. So, my internet chat has been acting super funny last couple of days. It's just, yeah. It's been interesting the last couple of days worth of polls. All right. So, what's this? Anyone on live? Nope. Definitely fun. All right. So, we're live again. I'm happy about that. Remove this over here. All right. So, first things first, Prime monthly report, I think. Ugh. Ew. They're doing the in case you forgot it stuff too. So. Yep. Definitely. All right. So we're back up. We're online. Had to lower my resolution, unfortunately, which stinks, but it had to be done. All right. So, all right. So, where are we? We're at the end of the week. So, right. We're going to have this week in Star Citizen, which, just a recap of stuff. Happy Monday. You know, they did This Week in Star Citizen. The PU and monthly report, in case you missed it, was Thursday. And tomorrow will be the weekly newsletter. So, yeah. So, with that being said, let's get started with the monthly report for November and December of 2025. So, this is their first monthly report. They did something for AI content. All right, so right. All right. They did things closing out Alpha 4.5 release. In addition to Nix, they revisited social behaviors in Levski to make sure they were using all the usables available to them. They also implemented new Levski specific voice packs, representing a new approach to ambient dynamic conversations. While the initial sets were designed to be used anywhere, the team is developing targeted conversation voice packs so the conversations provide a unique narrative experience depending on the location. AI content also worked alongside mission team to support the setup of new missions, mission reps, and story-based content for upcoming releases. Okay. AI tech and features. Throughout November and December, AI tech and features worked on the Valacar, improving its ability to utilize submerged positions while avoiding hills. They also unrotted the chase target behavior and removed the movement hearing filter concept. The Valacar can now also attack inanimate objects. Furthermore, new placeholder behaviors were implemented and further developed. For the creature pipeline, now known as Star Paws, work was done on the AI triggered actor status. Radial formations were ported from Squadron 42, and the AI skill extender was refactored and renamed AI Motive. The team also added a health lost this phase boss motive condition. Updates were then made to the anti-personnel turret, with the devs fixing an issue that caused the guns to fire above the target's head. Numerous missing hints were added to subsumption activity tasks, while general bug fixing was done across the board, including navigational links and traversal behaviors. AI planetary navigation improvements were made to allow easier changes to physical terrain patch resolution. Although currently only available on the Valacar, this update is planned for release in the Alpha 4.6 patch. Okay. AI game intelligence development. In November and December, the Game Intelligence GID team mostly worked toward the next milestone for mission version 2.0. This improved validation before MVP fine-tuning. The next step was to integrate the UX script before prototype infrastructure. The mission system dashboard prototype also received a visual update. In addition, the team worked on a reactive expression prototype, specifically the design and visual interface with icons for each category. This will be the base template for other tools that enable the designers to create triggerable expressions. Okay. The GID team also supported the integration of Tiny Machine into StarScript UX, which will allow the tools to use the same visual language. As usual, bugs were fixed, and StarScript features were developed as suggested by the designers of the game. Okay, this is pretty short. November saw facial tool animation back on set for their final performance capture of the year alongside the narrative team. They captured content for 2 new characters alongside 2 new voice packs that will populate the NPCs found in the Nix system. Offset, they compiled animation tasks for ArcCorp's Ella Tino, who players will be able to see during comms calls. I know I am probably butchering that name. Going into December, the team began processing the content capture in November, starting with one of the new named characters who will be seen in an upcoming release. Okay. So that's good. Copian type enemy, huh? Okay, so Copian, hold on. On the gameplay side, the animators worked toward finalizing the Spec Ops AI combat set as well as 2 other human sets. Progress was also made on melee and mechanized enemy types, player swimming and navigation, new weapon animations, and creature improvements for the Copian type enemy. Development continued on background knife AI 2. Character art closed out the year by finalizing event rewards and promotions while progressing with new games for 2026. The concept art team also began exploring ideas for new armor and finalized handoff sheets for subscriber flare items. Okay, here's a big section. What do we got? Okay, we have 5 big sections left. Okay. So, art ships. November and December were extremely busy months with the ship team completing the Perseus Clipper, Golem Ox, MDC, L-22 Alpha Wolf, and Salvation for IAE, alongside supporting the push for the first release of engineering. A big shout out to virtually the whole vehicle content design and QA teams who undertook the Herculean effort of multiple sweeps during the entire fleet of vehicles to validate and making changes to support fire, dynamic atmosphere, room atmosphere, resource network, and engineering features, as well as the artists who helped spot fix the most egregious errors. Egregious errors. That's funny. Okay, Dark Side, you're just in time. Have you mentioned the Aegis Hammerhead gold standard? Remember that being mentioned? The work is continuing on it. Here it is, right here. It's being worked on. It didn't get shelved. Areas were refitted across the ship as well, breaking out parts into an Aegis kit for use across future ships as per RSI, Misk, and Drake. So I'm thinking Aegis ships. So like Vulcan, maybe the Javelin. Maybe the Vulcan. What else is Aegis? Is the Starfarer? No, the Starfarer's Misk. Because that goofy cockpit. Maybe the Gladius? I don't know. The whole B passed its whitebox review and moved to gray box. So it's continuing to progress. While the Ironclads, both of them, and Command Module progressed toward their gray box reviews. So the B is slightly behind the other two. Okay. So gray box review means it's getting toward final art. This is in gray box. The Ironclad Assault received particular focus after the base ship resolved. Yeah, no worries. Where was I? The first playable gate review of the command module's functionality was completed in mid-December, meaning it is working. Interesting. The GreyCat UTV also continued through development, including updates to the dashboard after discussions with UI on how to integrate the required screens, as well as a motion capture session to add a new enter-exit animation. The third in the series of larger RSI ships, the Galaxy, entered pre-production. There are 4 other currently unannounced ships. The ship closest to release passed both its gray and white box with only a few technical difficulties needing further iteration. The second is progressing quickly due to the availability of its existing brand kit. That tells me it's a heavily worked on ship. The third passed white box following a hugely successful concept stage. And the fourth from a manufacturer that hadn't been worked on in a while, probably Origin or Crusader. Entered production after initial concept phases resolved issues with its internal components. The Kraken is through white box with the goal now set for its white box review in February. Oh my God. The Kraken is almost ready. That's halfway there. Made changes to the aid, navigation, simplifying main movement. Ensure changes have no effect the privateer when that goes in the protection of the future. It's to help them through. Two unannounced vehicles were worked on. The first ended in 2025 with a gate review in preparation for early 2026. Release with the second move through white box. So these are vehicles and these are ships. Yeah, this is just the contest. Core gameplay. What is that? What is that? Oh, the Knicks social station. What is this? I don't know what this is. Derelict space station missions. Back in Stanton. That's new. Okay. Oh. For 4.4, the teams collaborated on the release of the BoomTube rocket launcher and fixed several weapon-related issues. As part of the ongoing initiative, a variety of changes were made to tighten up weapon feel, such as ADS control, and expose more controls to the designers. Engineering gameplay went through multiple preview publishes and ultimately released in its first iteration in 4.5. This included an extensive list of changes based on internal and external feedback. For example, MFDs now enter a damage state, emergency state, instead of turning off when out of power. The devs updated the relay behavior to no longer break the network when fuses are destroyed, but instead limit the effectiveness of connected parts. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but I'm not the designer. All right. Okay, so the automatic reassignment of Pirate Pips is now optional. First instance of ship armor is live, and life support was implemented as well. Alongside player experience, core gameplay identified crucial feedback that was either addressed in time for 4.5 or will be in future releases. We'll see. We're thankful to the community. No, you're not. We're looking forward to improving the future of the next few releases. I'm sure you are. Throughout November and December, the team progressed through its next major feature, crafting. To tech preview readiness, which enabled a limited round of Evo tests conducted yesterday. The initial preview included the core loop of creating various items and adjusting their stats based on material quality. Yep. Additional recent work of the feature includes shop support for material quality and the ability to sell partially full or mixed containers. Interesting. Progress was made on the main crafting UI, including the queue screen, selecting the delivery destination for crafted items, refunding materials, okay, and functionality to dismantle previously crafted items. I like that. Like if you get a result you don't want, undo. At this stage, the core functionality is present. The devs are preparing to review player feedback before polishing the feature ahead of its eventual release. There it is. It's not going to be anytime soon. And for flight gameplay, we know this. It's a garbage flight model. Command module work was used by the Drake Ironclad and Drake Caterpillar. First playable feature, the feature was presented, showcasing seamless handover of the controls from the host ship to the command module and vice versa. This work also allowed them to address various darking related issues and improve the debug tools. Toward the end of the year, the time was dedicated to addressing issues with the existing transit and freight elevator systems. Cough, they still need work, which were either reported by players using the issue council or everywhere in general. Working with a QA team, they addressed bugs with high rate predictions or issues with tendency to manifest permanently. However, there's still many issues present that continue to be addressed. One of the biggest issues I have with this current PTU, twice in the same playthrough, I fell through my ship. That's a fun old bug. It's a very old bug. It's been around a long time. But for the mission system, they now have the ability to specify conditional mission completions. For instance, Alpha 4.6 includes missions that can be completed by fulfilling when an objective or an alternate objective. Team also investigated some of the root issues by drop-off lockers that cause courier missions to be disabled. Good. They also provided support for the various new missions and content deliverables, such as improvements to the progress tracker used for events. Various events. Work continued on the inventory rework with internal reviews and bug hunting sessions. Early steps were also established on capital ship refueling, leading to a task breakdown and scheduling. When? Finally, core gameplay delivered a feature-complete version of Lamp, which will enable players to better see their surroundings in low light. Okay. Interesting. What's today? Wednesday? Yesterday. All right. So, based on the community feedback, the economy team overhauled Wakalo's rewards. Most recipes now require fewer of each ingredient. Some items were redistributed into the loot pool, and the interesting wolf read as rewards over the holiday period. The commodity price boost generated a wide range of feedback with the strongest responses tied to the potential increase in profitability of previously undervalued free trade resources. These insights are already being factored into future balance adjustments. Contested zones also received a few new vehicles as possible drops. The team spent time in November on the Knicks social station that will populate the system with safe trading zones and economic incentives. That's this. The team were also looking into vehicle ballistic weapons to give them the proper caliber, designates an operational cost associated with their size and type. What is this? Mission design end of the year focusing on QL fixes for 4.5, bringing alongside the derelict space station missions back to Stanton. Work then continue on work on 2026. But what is this? Is this part of Levski? This big elevator looking thing? I don't know. Kind of puzzled what it is. Okay, so they released toward the momentous release of Nyx. They wrote dozens of new missions, bringing to life the new Shattered Blade Outlaw faction, and ever see the return of some classic characters to Levski. Additionally, the team supported the new content shown at IAE and the introduction of system hauling missions. In December, the team focused on setting themselves up for success with PTU 4.6, several NPC scripts for upcoming gameplay mechanics and missions. It's going to be an exciting year for the Empire, the narrative team said. Online tech. Okay. Last month, the online services team shared an internal tech demo demonstrating what will be coming with item recovery tier 1. With this, they were able to properly establish the priority needs of downstream teams. Work also continued on instancing. The instance manager working as the cornerstone to validate the features' inner workings. The live tool team successfully launched the new error reporting software. Development of the web app tool continued, with the team expanding its scope beyond the initial crash ownership rules functionality. Automate ticket flows, replacing existing manual and difficult to maintain processors for routing tickets to users. The audit log feature for Hex is now live in production too, providing enhanced tracking and monitoring capabilities for the team. Okay, so interesting. R&D remained in full optimization. Texture streaming support was added for volumetric cloud ground fog, including support for streaming 3D volumes. I don't even know what this is. Lambdas. And it prevented allocations in situations where they must be captured as functions. This, among other things, improved the runtime of IFC's thruster updates, subsumption missions updates, and item resource generation consumption. Man, that's a mouthful. Damage map and such. Gas light updates. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm getting lost, folks. Yeah, it's just. Yeah. Hang on a minute, chat. Hey, man. Zombie. I don't think you can hear me. Zombie duck. I can't hear you. Odd. Weird. I can't hear you, zombie. I don't know what's going on. It's weird. Okay, can you hear me? That's weird. Sorry, Chad. I'm trying to talk to somebody and. Hey, man, what's going on? Long time no see. Yeah, it's been a while, Benito. Been a while, dude. Yeah, I'm just catching up on things. The monthly report I just got cut up on, and yeah. Hasty rated.
Hey, what's combo?
Streaming at the moment. I want an opinion. What do you think of the monthly report?
I haven't had a chance to see it yet, brother.
No worries. I just went through it. I give you the long and the short of the stick. You know, the Hammerhead Gold standards coming. We're working on the Ironclads are in Greybox review mode. They're moving toward it. The whole B is moving to Greybox. So, and the command module is also Greybox review. The Gattack Raylan is now white box.
Yeah.
So that's coming probably middle of the year. The UTV is now in heavy development, including updates to the dashboard, apparently. And as you know, the Galaxy's in pre-production, so But the biggest news is our Kraken. It's in white box review of waiting gray box.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, another capital ship. Do we have any Kraken owners in the org?
Oh, yeah, we do.
Yeah, we have several. So that's going to be an essential ship. I was about to watch ISC, from my viewers, and you can watch as well. I'll just stream it through the channel, right? But we're also getting some more stations in Nix. Have you seen? There's this picture. Hang on, let me see if I can show you this picture. Share screen. This guy. There we go. This is one of the social stations, apparently, that populate the station system. I don't know what they mean by that, but kind of different looking from Levski or Grimhax. Kind of an industrial outlaw feel. Or maybe a civvy feel, civilian. Yeah. But what is this thing? What is this? Rock cracker?
Yeah, that could be. That could be part of the Rockbreaker station.
Probably. Yeah, I was saying that's got to be Rockbreaker. I wonder who won this contest. Those were cool looking PCs.
True.
So we have 4 upcoming ships and 2 new vehicles. One of which apparently has hero rooms, so it's a big vehicle. I'm gonna guess this may be the Anvil Auxiliary, maybe?
Maybe.
The crafting version of the Anvil Ballista.
Could be.
But the other one is unknown. There are 2 ships that say they're from manufacturers. We know the availability of its existing brand kit, which I would think Drake maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And the other has a manufacturer that hadn't been worked on in a while. So that one's a tougher one because I'm like, is it Aegis? Is it Anvil? It's not Anvil. It's either Aegis, it's either our Origin, or it's Crusader. Because Crusader has not had a ship in a long time. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. It's one of those things where you're like, well, is this going to be this or that? I'm also kind of worried about my weather the next few days. We're supposed to get like 14 to 18 inches of snow here.
Oh yeah, the whole nation's getting it. That storm is 2,000 miles long, and it's gonna blanket the U.S.
I know. It's basically people saying don't believe in ghost stories. I do. Where's your global warming now? I don't. I'm kidding.
Right, exactly.
This is more like global freeze to death.
Well, we're going through galactic summers, what's going on. And ever since they started saying, oh, it's global warming and the fucking CO2, I'm like, no, you dumbasses. It has nothing to do with that.
Actually, the more clouds you have, it radiates more heat from the planet. Because
it can, but what's basically happening is the sun is getting hotter because we're getting closer to the plate of the galaxy, and Sagittarius A, at the middle of the galaxy, puts off Hawking's radiation at the plate level, and all of the sun's south poles are attracted to it. So we fall through it and rise up through it about once every 26,000 years. And that's what we're getting ready to do. The big trick is the closer we get to the Hawking's radiation, the hotter the sun gets because the sun is receiving more energy and matter, right? And it'll continue to do that until about 2030. And at 2030 will be at summer solstice. That'll be when it's the worst. And the reason that's important is because the hotter the sun gets, the faster the atmosphere of the Earth moves in what's called a convective current, where it heats and cools. Heats on one side, cools on the other. And on the same time, the sun is evaporating water off the ocean at faster and faster rates, causing bigger and bigger storms to move quicker and quicker and quicker.
Oh, so it's basically like a boiler effect. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This is a natural thing that occurs every 26,000 years. You've just got a bunch of criminals trying to bilk people out of their fucking money by creating a lie. So,
yeah. It is what it is. There's always cheaters and shit.
Yeah, it's true.
It is. I mean, honestly, hold on. I'm getting a phone call. Hold on just a minute, everybody. Sorry about that. My mom was trying to ask about dinner. You know how moms are. Yeah, and I'm going to be home alone in this weather. I'm effed, man.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to lose power. Where I am, the freeze line is far to the south, about 40, 50 miles. We're supposed to have the snow, but I'm worried about the roof. Like, well, our roofs, well, then again, maybe not. Since our roofs in this part of the country are steeped, they're not flat, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So the snow should just fall off at a certain amount, right?
You would think, yeah. Depends on how steep they are, but
mine's at about a 30-degree angle. So,
yeah.
And if not, the heat from the house will melt it.
2-degree, yeah. At some point, it forms an ice layer. The best idea, and you gotta be real careful about it, is just to get a long shovel and kind of knock away at the edges of it so it kind of falls off.
Yeah.
It depends on how, but you really don't have to worry about that before about 2 feet. At 2 feet, you really want to think about getting the snow off your roof. And I mean a solid 2 foot standing on the ground.
You do want to think about it?
Yeah, 2 feet, you want to start thinking about it. When it starts getting deeper than that, you definitely want to make an effort to get it off there.
I just don't have a shovel that long.
They'll have it in places like Home Depot and freaking
My
Lowe's
mom
and
doesn't
stuff
even
like
want
that.
me getting out of the house for fear of me falling.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, and you can always get landscapers to come do it.
We don't have the money.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where I'm like, do I really want to just? And I don't want to just be like, I'm sorry, mom, I couldn't save the house. I'm like, right?
Oh yeah, I understand.
Right. My uncle has told me to kind of keep informed if he needs to pick me up or something. He's got a 4-wheel drive and a push bar on the front.
Oh, okay.
So he might be able to get me before any of these IMSA vehicles came. It's a diesel too, so thank God for that.
Yeah, once they're warmed up, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, I love diesels. Those are great trucks.
I have a 2001 Chevy Suburban. It's got a 20-inch wheel. I think they're saying total we're going to have 14 inches of snow, but it's not terrible. But with the wind, I'm hoping the wind does stay up a bit. That way it blows it off the roof,
There you go.
If
That's
it's,
the idea.
let me double check the forecast real quick. If it's staying like 30-mile-an-hour winds, it'll mostly be on the grass, right?
Right.
KFOR. Even at 20 miles an hour, that's still blowing snow.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see the forecast. What do we got? It looks like Friday's gonna be 30. Saturday, when it's really heavy, it's gonna be a north. It's gonna be 14 miles per hour. Oh shit!
Yeah, 14's not bad.
14 miles per hour, and it's just yeah. Hold on. Let me see.
Like I said, that's not really a whole lot to worry about. That just makes it uncomfortable, not really dangerous.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried about that. That's a concern.
Mm-hmm.
Just like
I could get that one for sure.
okay, I think it's okay. That's good. Just realized I was doing so. Yeah, it's goofy. It's just yeah. I man, I'm just hoping I don't end up with snowplow syndrome on the ice. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. True.
But 20 mile an hour winds is definitely gonna knock stuff off the roof. It should.
Yeah, it will. It'll blow a bunch of it off as long as it's pretty sustained.
It looks like it's not showing variability. It's showing sustained winds. Okay. So that's, and luckily not much ice. So the ice band is supposed to be south of us by about, I think they said 50 to 80 miles. Norman, Oklahoma, compared to West Oklahoma City, which is, Norman's it's supposed to be south of Norman. So that's like toward Paul's Valley. And so if you do that, that's where actually north of that will be the heaviest snow. Immediately north. but still there'll be a fair band out about 40 miles. Me and my mom will probably end up getting the second deepest band. Yeah.
My mom's an old ranch gal. She grew up on ranches in Oklahoma.
She's from up here?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which part?
Little town outside of Ada called Fitztown.
Oh, I know where that is. Fitztown and Fitzhugh, right?
Yeah, you know where Stony Brook Ranch is?
Yeah, I know where that area is.
Stony Brook was my grandfather's ranch.
Really? Uh-oh. Looks like my internet just went to pot for some reason. I don't know why. Twitch just shut off for some reason. It's odd.
Huh. Bizarre.
Saying I'm offline. It's odd.
Well, I'm still talking to you, so.
Maybe it's just the amount of internet or something going on. I don't know. Something. Connection issue or something. Probably connection issue. Goofy computer. Gotta love technical difficulties.
Oh, yeah.
There's that. Yeah, okay. So, the Inside Star System this week, which I'm so happy to see again. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. We get to listen to the delightful voice of Jared again.
New beginning, including new content, new opportunities, and oftentimes a few new ways of doing things. It's an essential element of Star Citizen's DNA, where we don't just build the game out in front of everyone, we continue to review, refine, and redirect our efforts, as well as the very manner in which we make our games along the way. In 2025,
by the way, Jared showed off some potential FPS gear. If people pay attention in this ISC, the Skeletor meme is with in-game equipment. He has a staff of some sort, or sword, or something. Watch this. This is funky.
Saw the biggest change to our development strategy yet.
I don't think that was... Zombie knows what I'm going to say. I don't think that was just a goof. I think that was showing us future products.
Oh, that's cool.
New content rose to the forefront, while feature work was allowed the time necessary to cook behind the scenes.
Staff,
where dedicated strike teams were formed to deal with the biggest issues at hand.
Maybe.
And the patch cadence changed from once every quarter to once every month. It was an exciting year. And now into 2026, we continue our yearly evolution as we head into the upcoming Alpha 4.6. Now, instead of a patch every month or every quarter, this year we'll introduce a new bi-monthly patch cadence, which is one every 2 months for those of you who appreciate homonyms. No? That means that you're going to see big releases like 4.6, 4.7, 4.8 and the like in January, March, and May, and so forth and so forth.
So, okay. 4.6 is 4.6. Hold it right there. 4.6 is January, right?
Yep.
And March is 4.7, or theoretically, right?
Right.
And then May is 4.8. Which we know nothing about those patches yet. Those two patches are mystery. Right? Mystery.
And so forth.
Okay, so
and between those patches, we're going to try a new initiative that'll still deliver smaller chunks of in-game content to keep things interesting, like the recent pricing surge on commodities from last week. And in the future, new mission contracts, new loot, and even new spaceships, and all without the need for a big, mega, full patch release. It's an exciting experiment,
He's a
and one that
very
we're eager to
skinny Jared.
undertake as we continue our journey to 1.0 with a year of patches
He is
aiming to
not
deliver
Jared
more
Claus
feature improvements like inventory rework, crafting, which, if everything works out, should be in tech preview soon or by the time this airs, instancing, Genesis planets, and more, alongside the content that we showed at CitizenCon Direct, like Rock Cracker, Tactical Strike Groups, and Municipal Works. So, with all that said, let's go ahead now and take a look at some of what Alpha 4.6 has in store for us, and not just with its intended release next week, but throughout this February and into March.
Look at the moldy mushrooms everywhere.
Up first, the local inhabitants of Levski are falling sick with a mysterious
it's
ailment
easier to
called
make
the
fun of it.
people's ailment, seemingly caused by the new strain of mold growing in the faulty air filters of Geisen Incorporated. Symptoms include coughing, chest pain, and fatigue. This mold is super resistant and forcing the free and independent people of Levski to reach out to the UEE for help. Now, it's up to contractors like you to race against the clock and save as many folks from fungal fatalities as possible. And, of course, pick up some rewards along the way. Like
That's
this
the new
cool new
armor.
medical-themed armor
Look at
set,
this medical armor. There it
med
is.
gun, ship paints.
Oh, rewind. There's some new stuff here. Look here. Here's the medical armor. I'm going to have to slow-mo it.
And, of course,
There we go.
pick up some-
There. How's that? Better? Close enough. Okay. This is the medical armor from Virgil. This is the support version for the support unit. I think there's a closer one I can get. Okay. No, there's not.
rewards along the way. Like this
This is also a support. This is a new multi-tool skin. Look at this. Not gray cat colored. I like that dark green, don't you? Look at that. That's the tractor beam tool.
cool new medical-themed armor set,
It's Alliance Aid. Okay, it's Alliance Aid. See it? There we go.
Hold on just a second. Oh, okay. I got it.
Now, the medical armor may look unrealistic, but trust me, I've seen medics wearing this shit with these kind of gloves. You know? See, it looks like neoprene gloves. Yeah.
Okay.
Those look like actual medic gloves. So, I do appreciate that attention to detail.
Mhm.
Okay, so, but also check out this dark green tractor beam. I like that.
med gun,
Also, the med gun looks medical too. Red and white, traditional medic colors, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's not new.
ship paints,
Now, these ship paints. Is that the. Okay, is this the Paladin and the Asgard getting some paints? Fractal camo. Damn. Look at that fractal camo. And this dark green, almost military Asgard paint.
and more.
Ooh. Somebody said this is the Hermes up close. Because look at the back. Look, go back.
Ship paints,
Skip this. Look at it slowly. There's a
and more.
hole right here. But I think this is the window for the Apollo.
Right.
And in feature work, the first iterations of cockpit light amplification are also rolling out for select
Lamp.
spacecraft.
Here's the Scorpius.
It's an exciting step forward in addressing one of the oldest struggles pilots have when flying or driving around the dark side of our planets and moons.
Purple makes
And like
sense,
most
or
new features in
yellow
Star
for
Citizen,
Drake,
this will
right?
continue to evolve, improve, and expand to additional vehicles in subsequent
What
patches.
is this?
And look at all the
Oh,
different
wolf.
colors.
Dark green. Like that.
And speaking of the oldest struggles, the Aurora, classic ship from RSI, heart of our
Classic.
original
Classic
crowdfunding
tin
campaign,
can.
and most owned vehicle in the verse, is finally getting its gold standard pass in Alpha 4.6.
Chat,
bringing
is it a
it to feature and
classic?
function
Probably
parity with
not.
today's latest and greatest for those pilots who enjoy flying a true Star Citizen classic. And alongside this, we're finally delivering many of those outstanding campaign paints to go with it, like the pirate paint,
Oh, look, here's the old vintage
the
paint.
Operation Pitchfork paint, like the pirate paint,
Pirate paint.
the Operation Pitchfork paint, the South by Southwest 2015 paint,
Ooh.
the Electro Hull paints, and more. For 4.6, these will be delivered exclusively to those
I mean, if
OG
I have to
backers who
look
earned
like
them
I'm
by
flying a
supporting the
piece of
original
trash,
campaign.
it's gonna
But
look
may
nice.
become available in limited supply later this year if there's enough interest. I suspect you can let us know on Spectrum, Reddit, and social.
Oh, they improved the helmet. Look at that. It actually does glow with the red.
And in additional content stuffs, those cool holographic skull helmets we came up with so long ago are finally
the
being
yellow one
delivered to
still
our
looks like
development
shit.
subscribers. I'm excited because I've been wanting to recreate that, that Skeletor meme on social with it since we
Here's
first
the
unveiled it.
Skeletor bit.
There should be memes here, unless we couldn't think of any.
Oh my gosh. Look at this. Oh my gosh, it is Citizen Tour. Wait a minute. What was that he was carrying? Look at this. What in the...
I don't know.
What is that?
There's also offerings from everyone's favorite band who, look. It's the only band who you know, technically, who has these nifty new armor and weapon variants
It's
available as
Rust
well.
Armor.
And the
That's
debut
what
of the
Salty
upcoming
Mike
RSI
said.
Hermes, which you'll
Here's the
see fully
Hermes.
and learn more about next
There
week.
it is. Hermes.
But as we said at the top of the show,
Did they say next week?
which you'll see fully and learn more about next week.
Yep, next week.
But as we said at the top of the show, 4.6 doesn't stop when it releases next week. That's because about 2 weeks after that, we'll see the unlocking of new faction-based introductory and advanced mining and salvage missions to better guide new
Introductory
players through
and advanced salvage missions. Okay.
the two popular professions, as well as provide additional opportunities to existing players. There's our annual Coremore event that encourages folks
Here's
to
another
spend their lives
version
in the
of that
verse
medic
with someone
armor.
special, and it arrives with a host of goodies.
There's a white and black version too. Just so you know.
What's the name of this show again?
ISC. Inside Star Citizen. This is wicked. Okay, this would be for special events only, but I want the basic version. Come on.
To acquire?
Yeah, no.
Red Festival
But this,
returns
look at this F8 paint. Black, gold, and red.
with its super cool red
And
and
the
gold
Atlas
paints,
paint.
as well as new decal or not variants for those who prefer a
Oh,
cleaner look.
decal. Hold on, go back. Decal or not paints.
As well as new decal or not variants for those who prefer a cleaner look to your spacecraft paints. Another limited time change.
You know who wore rats in Elite Dangerous, right? The Fuel Rats.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
to
nice
vendors
reference.
like the recent pricing surge, but this time discounting vehicles sold through in-game shops.
Who's that spaceship mine?
It's a hot
And
mole. I got my wish, guys. Salvage your mole. Look at that.
Finally, another new
There it
ship with a
is.
familiar
Take a look. That's not a hole.
Yes, it is. Look at this.
Spaceship mine.
Look at the front.
And-
It's got a claw on the front. This is the mole.
Salvage your mole.
Finally, another new ship with a familiar
There. Pause it right there. Look at that. Look at the silhouette. It's obviously an Argo.
silhouette makes its debut weeks later in the 4.6 era. So what's it called and what's it do? Well, I'm not going to tell you, because I'm not sure we're getting away with that whole, what's that spaceship mode thing.
Yeah,
So come back in a
Pokemon
few
might
weeks
be
to find
mad at you.
Ultimately, 4.6 is the start of a new season of Star Citizen content that will continue to expand the story and gameplay of Nyx. the features and capabilities of the universe itself, and the continuing development of the project as a whole. And as far as shows like this are concerned, well, I'm happy to report that we're going back to weekly from now on. So whether that's
Thank you,
ISC,
Jared.
SEL, BTS, or whatever a particular episode is called, we'll be back with something to share each and every week that we can. I've missed you. And one of you sent me a giant wooden hammer, which kind of feels like a threat. But I'm going to try my best. See you next week.
Who sent him the hammer? That's a good question. Who sent him the hammer? I want that hammer. I mean, come on. Hey, everyone wants to know who sent the hammer.
This is true.
To quote Skeletor, who sent the hammer? Was it you, Tricelops? No, sir. You? No. It's one of those things. Yeah, that Coromor armor, not up my alley. I'm going to buy it just for grins and collect, to intimidate people, Just to deliberately piss off people. But that F8 paint and that Atlas paint, yeah, come on, right, guys? You know what would be even better? If it was, you could get the rat paint on the Starfarer Gemini. Fuel rats, remember? Refueling?
Yeah, that'd be cool. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, legit, guys. It makes sense when you think about it. So what is that armor called? Can't even remember what it's called right now. It was something. 4.6 armor. I'm going to see if I can find the generic armor. Because it does have a generic armor. It's black and white. So that would look a lot better than that core armor garbage. Where is it? I know I took a picture of it. Oh, fried chicken has it. I'm going to mute him, though. Because he's another, in case he's got stuff in it, There it is. Okay, here they are. Here's all three of them. And look at this. See, here's the white and black. See, that looks a lot better. See what I'm saying? Yeah, see, that looks like actual usable in the field. Or the support unit, maybe for another team. That purple monstrosity, go to frick. Let's be real. Nobody's going to use that in the field unless they're wanting to piss people off. But I'd rather have the black and white. It's just light armor, but by the way, the test for the crafting, 180 sets and pieces of items. 180, boys. So have fun, right? Think about that for a second. Jaw-dropping 180 pieces of material. Thank you, Sethu, for the follow. Appreciate you. I didn't see the follow. That's odd. Interesting. Huh.
All right, buddy. I gotta go back to work. I will catch you a little bit later.
Right. You have a good night.
Have a good one.
I don't know. What do you think, Zombie? I like the medical armor that's black and white more than that purple people eater monstrosity. It's a solid look. I mean, black and white's a solid colored combo, right? Clean, clinical, right? Yeah. It works. Now, is it a perfect armor set? No, but it is what it is. It's being used for what it needs to be. I am happy that we're getting the Kraken at some point in the next few months, maybe toward the end of the year. We'll have to see. Oh, and the Apollos have both been added to in-game shops in the PTU. Crazy. It's going to be useful, though. Players swimming as well is being worked on. Hmm. Yeah. Like I was telling him earlier, dude, I'm a little worried about tomorrow or the next few days with the snow coming. Huh? Well, I live by myself at the moment. Well, not by myself, but me and my mom basically live in this house by ourselves, and she's having to stay over at her work over the weekend, so it's just me here. I'm hoping I'll be able to even get out of my neighborhood here in a few days. gonna have to call the night here in a bit. It's just, you know,